And honestly, I think that the Q&A portion is really the moment where she separated herself from everyone else, and that really opened the doors for her to win the Miss Universe Philippines title that night. Hi everyone, welcome once again to my channel. It's your boy Luis Portelles, and for today's video, we're going to be talking about the full performance of Michelle Dee at Miss Universe Philippines, as well as have a conversation around every single segment of the show, my thoughts and opinion about how she managed to obtain the universal crown, and of course, to ignite the conversation with you guys as well. I'm interested to read you in the comment section down below. It's actually been a while since Michelle was crowned, and honestly, I filmed this video a while ago, closer to the coronation night. However, because my computer is so efficient and everything just works so well around here, I lost my footage. So I am filming this video again today. You already know what to do. If you enjoyed this content, show it some love by leaving a like, a comment, and of course, subscribing to the channel so you don't miss out on my new content that I put out almost every single day. I will see you with my comments and reactions right after the intro. Here we go. Are you ready?
Panoorin ang full performance ni Miss Makati Michelle Dee na nagwagi bilang Miss Universe Philippines 2023.
There she goes. This is the swimsuit presentation.
This award-winning actress and model is a psychology graduate who also finished Entrepreneurship Essentials at Harvard University online. She's a certified
I remember this as if it was yesterday because I was there sitting on the audience. But of course, you don't get to see it so close because this is the camera angles, right? But the energy in the venue was crazy when Michelle came out. Okay, they're moving up so fast. So let's just talk about the swimsuit presentation. Of course, as you can see, the video here has been modified because of copyright, so apologies if this is not the original stream, but you get the idea. You get to see Michelle doing her thing. One thing that I really want to give Michelle props for is because she managed to keep her essence. This year, I didn't get to make as many videos as I wanted to about Miss Universe Philippines because, of course, I'm also preparing for my own pageant, so that requires a lot of time, effort, and preparation, so I couldn't film as much content as I usually do. But one of the things that I did get to mention a few times when I talked about Michelle was that I felt like she was unapologetically herself. She was not here to prove anyone anything. If you remember from previous years, people sometimes criticize her because of her personality, or maybe she comes across as too cold or too unrelatable. Those are comments that people have made in the past. And I was kind of interested to see how she would adapt her strategy this time around coming to Miss Universe Philippines, and especially knowing that she really had a chance of obtaining this title. I thought maybe she's gonna go like full fierce on stage. It's gonna be like the glam is gonna be times 10 or something like that, but it really wasn't the case. If anything, during certain moments of the competition, Michelle gave us, you know, a longer hairstyle with some extensions, but other than that, she kept her essence. And honestly, I think that this really played on her favor. When you see her on stage here, she's not doing anything crazy. The walk, the turns, and stuff like that is not exaggerated. It doesn't come across as being like a Miss Grand or anything. It's still a Miss Universe performance, and you can tell that it is a Michelle Dee performance for Miss Universe. This is not, she's not trying to imitate or emulate anyone else. So for that, props to her. And as I said, being there on the venue during the finals night, the people loved her performance. Everyone was cheering for her, so I think that she did an incredible job.
to encourage women to become transformational.
Now let's talk about the evening gown. I know you guys are excited about this.
Everyone to be their ultimate self, to be empathetic, and to never leave anyone behind.
Yes. Yes, Michelle. Okay, let's go back for a bit. Let's talk about the evening gown performance. I mean, the same comments that I gave you for the swimsuit round also do apply for the evening gown. I think that Michelle stayed true to herself, to her core, and didn't come up with any unexpected surprises. I mean, she gave us a surprising performance because it was still fresh. It was very different from last year, but not to the point that she changed who she is as a woman. First of all, I think that it was a very clever decision to go with this particular gown, with this particular look, and I will tell you why in just a moment. I actually saw some people criticizing her choice, going for black. It's such like a boring color. It's so like, it's not something that you will see necessarily so often on the stage of Miss Universe. So why go for such a safe color? I actually think that black represents very well Michelle. I don't know. She just gives me this mysterious vibe, this persona. As I was telling you, people sometimes say like they have a hard time reading her. I think that this color really embodies that. At the same time, I have this perception that whenever you are preparing yourself for one of the most important moments of your life, fashion-wise, you should go with something classic. You don't want to go very, very trendy. You don't want to go very extravagant to the point that in a few years you're going to look back at the photos and videos and feel like this has been outdated. This gown, this look, the hair, the jewelry, the makeup, everything is classic and it screams elegant, regal, elevated. And that's exactly how we're going to look back at this performance in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. So I think that if anything, it was a very clever decision from Michelle. Now, I'll talk about the walk as well because initially I didn't know about this. When I was there at the venue and I saw her performance during the evening gown presentation, I just thought it's different from everyone else. The walk and the arms and the movement and the way that she projected her face to the camera, it definitely stood out because no one else did anything remotely similar to this. But I was really mind blown when I found out the entire meaning behind the walk and how she incorporated elements of her mom's performance and like her mom's poses. If you guys want to know more about this, you can go and check out. There's an entire post about it on Ian's Instagram. He was her pasarela coach, and of course, they came up with an entire concept. When I saw that post after the coronation night, it just made so much sense because this performance was not just about making it simple, but also incorporated so many meaningful moments and elements for Michelle. So there you go. Let's keep watching now. What do we have here now? This is the top 10, I believe. Yes.
Michelle Dee.
Come on, Makati. Michelle's reactions were also very composed all throughout the night. Sometimes when you win certain special awards or certain categories, you might go crazy because technically it's bringing you closer to the crown. But she was very, kind of surprised and grateful. I mean, grateful but not really surprised. That's what I'm trying to say. She was like, me? Who, me? Oh, I kind of knew it, but thank you.
And now, Miss Makati.
Now let's get into Q&A. Such an important part. By the way, you guys got to see my reaction, my live reaction to the Q&A. But of course, that was just like a first reaction to it, being there on the spot. I never really got to talk about the Q&A publicly, so maybe this will be a good moment for that.
Your question will be coming from Congressman Sam Esposito.
Miss Makati, here's our question. Income inequality is still high in the Philippines. The gap between the rich and the poor remains. How do we close that gap?
Okay, so before we get into her answer, I just want to give you guys a little challenge so that we can make this more interactive. Of course, I'm sure that you guys already heard her answer, but if you could add or remove certain elements to her answer, let me know in the comment section. How would you approach a question like this?
I think first we have to recognize what we have and the privileges that we have, such as food, education, and homes. I think the best way to address this is really through education because education holds no status quo. And every Filipino child has the right to an education, but not just any education, but quality education. Because I believe if the government can provide this to every Filipino child, then we can not only elevate their quality of life, but we can empower them as well.
Now, come on now. Now, real talk, okay? As I was there on the venue, the moment that they asked Michelle this question, I was actually a little nervous because The question is talking about income inequality and and all of those things. And Michelle, we cannot hide the sun with a finger. Michelle is a privileged woman, she works in show business, she has known parents, so of course, she arguably had it easier than a lot of people in the country. That doesn't mean that she didn't have to work hard to be where she is today, but she did have certain opportunities and certain things that were provided to her because of who she was, right? So sometimes that might throw you off if you are asked this question publicly in front of everyone, knowing that you had a certain privilege, and they're asking you how can we remove that inequality. So first of all, I really give her props for keeping her composure. She didn't seem to be nervous. She seemed to be very in control, very calm. Just look at the way that she was looking at the judges, the audience, even the host. There was never a moment where you can feel her shaking. Second of all, the answer itself, I think that it's just brilliant. When you talk about education, it's truly the way to go in order to change your situation, It doesn't matter if you were born poor or with a silver spoon on your mouth. Education can really change your life. And I really, really like the fact that she emphasized not just education for the kids and for everyone, but quality education. Making sure that we're not just providing you with some chances, but we are giving you the best chances for you to succeed in life. So this first segment, I thought it was brilliant. Now let's keep watching because she will address the second question of the Q&A. I already kind of forgot what the question was, so let's keep watching.
Thank you.
Feeling grateful to be standing here in front of all of you once again.
Let's go, Michelle. She did
Your
that.
question is, recently, the Department of Tourism has adopted a new branding campaign. We give the world our best. For you, what is the best that we could offer to the rest of the world? Why do you consider it so?
Okay,
Philippines is home to very beautiful natural resources. From the beaches, the mountains, but I firmly believe that the best natural resource that the Philippines has is us Filipinos. We are the true heart and soul of the Philippines. With the way we are hospitable, with the warm smiles, and we are the reason why the world keeps coming back for more. No matter where the universe takes me, I will always be proud to call the Philippines my home. And no matter what happens, I will always be proud to call myself Pinoy. Thank you.
Michelle absolutely nailed that second question. And honestly, I think that the Q&A portion is really the moment where she separated herself from everyone else. And that really opened the doors for her to win the Miss Universe Philippines title that night. I think that especially this second answer was perhaps the best one of the night, because if you go back and you review the top 5 Q&A, everyone had great answers. I think that actually this Q&A portion this year was probably one of the best that I have ever watched in any pageant. But Michelle's answer was super relatable because first of all, she started by acknowledging the resources and the natural beauty of the country, which is kind of a very obvious answer that most people just will go with that. Then she proceeded to talking about the people, so Filipinos, and being and having the people be the number one resource that the country has to offer. That's already very heartwarming. And keep in mind, you are in an arena full of very proud Pinoys. So of course, when you're talking about pride and national values and just that national sentiment of patriotism, everyone in the room is going to relate to that. But on top of that, she went further to talk about, the beauty of Filipinos, how warm they are and their smiles. So she's almost like telling you a story with the answer. It's not just about saying, this is the number one resource, this is what we have to offer. She is taking you on a journey with the answer. And ultimately, she ended by saying that no matter where she goes in the world, she will always be proud to be Pinoy. It almost felt like poetry. And of course, here we have like very distracting music in the background because of copyrights and all of that. But if you go back and watch the original video, you will see that she ended that answer with so much conviction and so much impact that the entire stadium, it wasn't a stadium, that the entire arena just went crazy. So for me, the Q&A is really the moment where Michelle Dee secured the Miss Universe Philippines crown for herself. final announcement.
Miss Universe Philippines 2023 is
If you guys watch my reaction video during the live finals, you will see my real reaction to this. I was super happy for her, of course. Okay, so I'm just gonna advance this so that we can see some images here of Michelle being crowned by Celeste and by Arbany. This was such a beautiful, magical moment. So once again, I invite you all to go watch the video again, you know, relive those beautiful memories. But I'm going to say I'm really happy for Michelle. I think that she worked really, really hard for this. I'm not gonna lie and tell you that my heart was not a little broken for Pauline and for Krishna, who both put up like such a good performance. You know, they gave their everything just to put their chances on their side to obtain the Miss Universe Philippines crown. However, both of them are winners at the end of the day. They also have their own international pageants that they are going to compete in. And if you guys want me to make separate videos just about Pauline and Krishna, let me know. I am more than glad to film those videos as well. When it comes to Michelle, I'm really looking forward for her upcoming journey in El Salvador. I think that she will stand out from everyone else for lots of different reasons that I might explain in a longer, lengthier, and more deep video just about that topic. So let me know in the comment section, what do you think about the full performance, my comments and feedback today, and anything else that you would like to add. I will be reading you in the comment section, of course. While you're at it, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for more content, and I'll see you on the next one. I love you guys. Hugs and kisses, and take care.